Hello, I'm Sam from Wolf and Wing, and I wanted to make a little video to talk to you about the two different offerings that I have going right now. They both start around the 17th of September, which is the new moon this month, and they have a slightly different kind of energy. In an ideal situation, you would do both. That would be like, that's kind of how I've set this up. But I also spoke to a friend the other day who was kind of like trying to sort of choose between them. And so I thought I would make a bit of a video explaining the slight differences between them. So I am running a round of the Spiral, which is an 8-week personal transformation program. You get an hour's one-to-one with me each week, and we move through the 7 levels of the Spiral. And it can be quite an intense journey. The purpose is, this is the bit that I was saying is really like a spring clean, a deep spring clean for your mind and emotions. So I will hold space for you each week to work with 3 emotions and the clearing part is around journeying through and meeting your triggers and your shadows in relation to those emotions. And as we go through the journey, we work with the scale of consciousness, which is this idea that emotions have a vibrational frequency, and they move from low to high, like musical notes. And there are these kind of low bass notes at the bottom, which when you're working with them in emotional clearing, they can feel kind of heavy. And then as you go up the levels, they get higher and floatier and more tingly, and less heavy, and lighter. So that's kind of the journey of the Spiral, really. Is like the beginning bit can feel maybe a little sticky. We can set the intention when we begin for it to be a beautiful, gentle journey for you, but it does involve meeting some parts of yourself that you have maybe disowned in some way or separated from. It's an application process for that one, and I've just got 3 spots left. So if you are interested, the best way is to book a little half-hour chat with me, and I can explain a bit more and we can see if that feels like a good fit for you. And then the other program that I'm running is called the HiberNation, and it's a 6-month program that's a lot gentler and a lot slower than the Spiral. So yeah, in an ideal world, you would start with the Spiral, do some like quite intense work, and do the HiberNation at the same time. So there would be this kind of like, there's this more gentle container holding you that would continue to hold you after you finish the Spiral and into February. So the HiberNation starts with rituals for each of the new moons, and each month in the HiberNation we're going to be journeying with a different animal who can show us something about how to relate to autumn and winter, and how to work with the shifting of the seasons instead of against them, which I think, it happens when you're human. I think we sometimes forget that we're animals too, and that the seasonal cycles affect us as well. So it's a process of, this journey of the HiberNation is a process of reconnecting with ritual, which is something that I'm really passionate about. So we're going to have little rituals on the new moon, and then there's going to be journal prompts, creative writing prompts, drawing prompts, invitations for you to access your creative practices or learn new ones, to explore the themes that come up as we work with and we meet these different animals. So we're working with squirrel for September, squirrel, badger, hedgehog, bear, we've got dormouse and moth. Those are our 6 animals, who all have some wisdom around the seasons, and particularly autumn and winter, and how we can relate to them. They're not necessarily animals that technically hibernate, but they have some interesting behaviours that show us how one can relate to the seasonal changes in a different way. So yeah, those are the 2 offerings. It's really, if you're like umming and ahhing and you're kind of like, oh, which one do I want to do? It's a bit of a question of, do you want to go fast or do you want to go slow? Do you want to go kind of intense or do you want to go gentle? You could do both, but if it's one or the other for you, that's kind of the choice. It's like the spiral is this intense, accelerated journey of personal growth, and the hibernation is going to have this more gentle energy with less, I'm not doing one-to-ones as part of that. It's going to be kind of videos and a Facebook group and group calls and things like that. So it's got this more gentle, slow energy where you're going to be doing a lot of self-led stuff to explore your inner world and how things are going for you. So yeah, if you are interested in either of them, you can always drop me a message or book in for a chat to find out a bit more. You can book in for the hibernation on the Wolf and Wing website at wolfandwing.co.uk. And yeah, if you want to know more about either of them, then you can just get in touch. But they're both going to be really magical, and I'm really excited about holding these spaces for you and seeing what emerges